What up, guys? Now I'm coming at you with another video. In today's video, we're going to go over some of the patch updates notes that just released today, Thursday. What is it, January 18th? I don't know what patch number it was, but however, it's like a hot patch or whatever it's called. What is it called? Like a hot fix patch or whatever. It's not like an actual download. It's just in-game update. You know, when you click on Xbox Live, it's like, oh, update, restart the game. That's the type of update it is. But they did some good things to the game, so I'm gonna go over these. And you have any opinions on these buffs or nerfs, go ahead and leave it down in the description below. Alright, let's get right into it. The most one right here, the FG42, got a recoil buff and a slight fire rate buff as well. What that means is buff is good, so that's good. Like nerf is bad. So recoil buff, so they lowered the recoil on it. And slight fire rate buff, so they increased the fire a bit because they nerfed it previously because it was OP before, but then they over nerfed it, so now they fixed it to be decent. Haven't used it yet though. I'm gonna try out every gun, but the grease gun is moving on to the next gun. Is the grease gun. I just used this. The gameplay you're watching is what the grease gun gameplay I used with the update. It's OP as hell. You should try it. But they recoil adjustment to give players more control. ADS transition time buff. So recoil adjustment to give players more control. Just reduce the recoil on it. But ADS transition time buff means aiming down the sights quicker. I believe the grease gun ADS time was the slowest out of all the submachine guns. So they ended up fixing that. Moving on to the next big discussion nerf they did here, the Kar98K Nerf. So the ADS transition time has been nerfed. The Kar98 was one of the quickest ADS times in the sniper class, so they ended up nerfing it finally because the quickscoping, getting quickscoped by other people was getting insane. How quick it was and people hitting insane clips, but they ended up nerfing it. Personally, I'm glad they did it, but some snipers will probably hate that. However, moving on to the next weapon, the Lee Enfield ADS transition time buff. So they ended up increasing the ADS time for the Lee Enfield because it was slow as hell aiming in. So I'm glad they fixed that. Gonna be using that more. And the Lee Enfield is one of my favorite snipers so far. Whatever. Moving on to the next one, the combat shotgun here. A lot of people have been complaining about this, but they sight max damage range nerf. Still overall buff to where it was at launch of game is what it says. So I believe it was 50. The 50 was the max damage range on this shotgun, but they nerfed it to, I think they nerfed it by 20. But however, you still got a decent, I think it's 30 now, so a decent damage range with the shotgun still, but you'll see a little difference in between longer gunfights with the shotgun. Moving on to the next one, but I'm glad they nerfed that shotgun. The shotguns really irritate me in this game heavily. But anyways, moving on, the sawed-off shotgun is the last weapon change they did in this patch, and it's a sawed-off shotgun, max and mid damage range buff, buff to the number of pellets to kill, reload time buff, and hip fire spread nerf. So a lot of buffs and nerfs for this one. So max and mid damage range buff, so they increase the damage range. Buff to the number of pellets to kill, so it doesn't need that much pellets to kill someone. And the reload time buff. So this, I'm gonna have to try. I don't have the sawed-off shotgun yet, but it sounds really good with all these buffs. However, they had the hip fire nerf, but it's better off ADSing with that shotgun anyways. So that wraps up the weapon changes. So moving on to the map changes they did. They didn't really have much map changes here, but here are the map changes. They moved defense start spawn in S&D on St. Marie de Monk. So they moved the defense start spawn for S&D. And the second thing they did was that they moved the capture the flag positions back on London docks. So that's what they did. But the biggest of the biggest buffs here and nerfs are gonna come with the FG42, grease gun, and the Kar98. Actually, these are all good buffs. They're moving in the right direction here. with fixing the things that need to be fixed. But Sledgehammer Games be slacking somewhat in their games, but with these continuous changes, I believe the game will get better and better. But whatever, I can't get over the fact that they only had 9 maps in the game. It's just ridiculous. They needed to add more, and they're gonna charge for DLC and things of that nature. But ever, moving on. But I would definitely give these guns a try out and see if you can tell the differences. I can definitely tell the difference with the grease gun using it in this gameplay, as you can see. But amazing buff they did to it. Great. I recommend using it. I will probably be making a grease gun update class setup probably in tomorrow's video. But if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that sub button. If you like this video and you want to see more World War II content or whatever, make sure you drop a like and hit that bell notification symbol on the video. But this wraps up this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one.
I just like the sound.